hate people individually, but I love mankind.
Oh, you do.
Okay, so yeah,
That's fair.
yeah. I mean, all these people.
Yeah, sounds about right.
But we just said before the segment that you don't like hanging out with people either.
Well, that doesn't mean I think they're bad.
We don't know each other that well. You've said 30 insane things to me in the last few minutes.
I'm not an everyman.
No, you're not an everyman.
I'm not an everyman.
You are a singular man.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamorro. Here's Jen Latta.
Running her mouth, she wants to ride it, she's trying to hide it. I'm cool as ever, she's too excited. Her man look like he wanna fight, he ain't doing nothing but running his mouth. Talk about it, we all about it.
The old 5-pound, 10-pound day here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. 10 pounds of stuff, 5-pound bag. So let's get right into it. Today is a big day. I mean, I'm sitting in the pickup line yesterday, last day of school for the girls, and I am watching the Jacob Mizerowski, I don't know, press conference, availability, whatever the heck the Brewers want to call that thing, from the dugout yesterday, 6 minutes worth. And I'm going, yeah, okay, let's go. Let's do this. Let's go. It's happening. It's all happening. So we are going to celebrate Jacob Mizerowski's first MLB start today as he is set to take the mound against the Cardinals later this evening at AmFam Field. I was trying to think, guys, what are the things that get you out to the ballpark, right? Like if you're a casual fan who can't make it out regularly, maybe a good giveaway.
I was about to say free stuff.
I mean, is it the cribbage board?
Well, the cribbage board,
Whoa.
people were lined up, I believe, 2 hours before gates opened. Because it wasn't an all-fan giveaway. That was like first 25,000 people. So it's not like, oh, when you walk through, because a lot of the bobbleheads they do will be all-fan giveaways. So whenever you get through there, you'll get your bobblehead. But people wanted to make sure they got those sausage racing cribbage boards.
And they were selling on eBay for like several, I don't remember, $50, $100.
I saw multiple buy nows on eBay that went for over $100 in the range of $125.
Doesn't surprise me at all. So a good giveaway will get you out to the ballpark.
Yeah,
but I got
$125
think,
right now.
So nice. In the moment research. But I got to think that like a kid like this, 6'7" flamethrower, will get you out to the ballpark. We'll get you in the seats. This is the type of thing that brings, like, what are you doing tonight? I'm going to AmFam Field. What are you doing tonight? I'm going to go see this kid make his major league debut.
I think of, because the Brewers have had some pretty good prospects that have come through, and they've made their major league debuts, whether it's Ryan Braun, Prince Fielder. Unfortunately for Jackson Churio, the Brewers were on the road last year, so his major league debut, ended up being there, being out in New York. But when you've got a top prospect like this, a guy who is not just a top prospect in your organization, but a top 25 guy in all of baseball, and there have been very few of these prospects that have garnered the attention from Brewers fans of, oh man, I can't wait till this guy gets here. Can't wait till this guy gets here. Can't wait to. And now it's here. Now it's here. Like, this guy is supposed to be one of your studs going forward, and now that debut is finally here.
You guys are getting a little too high.
What?
Can't get excited for
Never
a debut.
get too high, never get too low. You got to guard against
stop
stuff.
that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, I can be excited for a debut. I'm not saying this.
1,000,000%.
I'm not going to say that this guy's going to go on and win 6 Cy Youngs and be the greatest pitcher in Brewers history. No, but I can be excited for him making his major league debut tonight. Why can't I be excited?
Because you're putting too much pressure on him.
For being excited?
He's not talking to him.
Yeah.
He's not telling him to his face these things.
Oh, he's listening.
I'm not expecting.
He's listening to the show
He's-
to get the flavor of the day.
He's sleeping, is what he's
Still
doing.
Give him a little, Never get too high, never get too low. Especially in baseball, you can't get too high, can you?
Well, no, but so
Football, you can get high. You have to get high.
Agent Orange.
Agent Orange. You literally have. I wonder if baseball players, they used to back in the day.
Well, that's when amphetamines were the big thing in baseball.
But why
before
would
those
you
got
do it in
banned.
baseball? I don't get it.
Little pick
Isn't
me
that
up.
a cerebral, just like...
I mean,
Huh?
it's just a
I mean,
little.
if I took Agent Orange and went and played baseball, I'm swinging at everything. I don't care where it is.
No, you just need that little pick me up, little energy.
Really?
Because you're playing day in, day out. Your body's a little worn down.
Okay.
There have been very successful Brewers debuts. Freddie Peralta's major league debut back in 2018, he set a franchise record for strikeouts, 13. Now, we're not saying that this is going to happen for this kid, but the point is this idea that you're going to go out there and the nerves are going to get the best of him and he's going to be a shell of himself and you got to get through the major league debut. You got to get through that first outing and then he'll settle in. And then, like, maybe that's how it'll shake out for this guy. But there are instances, Brewers specific, where guys have gone out there and really dealt, like Freddie Peralta did in his major league debut. So let's get to this. What are the firsts? This is first start as a major league pitcher. What are the firsts from your life that stand out? And don't give us thank you. There it is. Yep.
Well, that's, that and
I hope that's drinking and not the other thing.
Yes, there's the first there. Come on.
Talk about your first beer.
For someone that clams up at the mere mention of the name Cindy Crawford, because you know your wife is going to get upset. Now you're just going to be openly talking about your first time doing that?
Why do you have to go there? Now I'm in trouble. It's a Thursday, one of my favorite days of the week. I've already texted the Blammer. He's in. Thanks.
So Chewy's is the first time he turned down Cindy Crawford. That was a memorable first for him.
I'm also the first time he turned down Augusta National, playing golf down there.
That was really dumb. That might have been the dumbest one in my life.
Yeah.
On a private plane. I mean, what are you doing? I also did the same thing for Sawgrass.
I didn't know. Well, Sawgrass you can get out. Like, it'd be painful to pay full freight there, but you could do that. You can book a tee time that's available to the public. Augusta National is not. Did
I tell you we got thrown out of Sawgrass?
First time Chewy got thrown out of Sawgrass.
Is this the first time you're hearing this?
This is the first.
I've never told that story.
No. I have heard most of your stories.
So Sawgrass is about half hour north of where my in-laws live.
Okay.
In St. Augustine. My wife doesn't do real good with no's. So we go, she's like, oh, let's go check out Sawgrass while we're here. So, the whole guard shack. She pulls up. She's driving. Yeah, we're just going to check the course out. You can't do that, ma'am. You need a tee time and you need to be on the list. No, I don't think so. We're just going to go and check it out. And she goes. She goes. All of a sudden, the guy's running into his car, his little security Toyota Corolla, and pulls us over.
It wasn't a golf cart.
Ma'am, you have to exit the property right now or we're going to call the police. Seriously? Like, Angie, will you just leave? Crying out loud. So, it's kind of a soft throw out.
Still, first time you got thrown out of a golf course. All right.
If we could stick with golf courses, one of, I'm sure, Gabe, now, neither you or I have the honor, but your first hole-in-one is a monumentous moment where people literally framed the card, the ball, the tee, and put it up and save that thing.
This is sensitive. Because someone doesn't have one after 9,700 rounds.
I got something that's better. Hole-in-ones are overrated.
Eagle is not better. A double eagle?
Yeah.
You got a double eagle.
I do.
We call those albatrosses.
Nah, hole-in-one still.
It's better. It's better on the scorecard.
Would you rather be NFL MVP or Super Bowl MVP? Because Super Bowl MVP, you're getting a win along with it and a ring.
Wait a minute. Does this really bother you that you don't have a hole-in-one?
That I do.
Oh, wait, I didn't even know that detail. I didn't even know that was part of it.
No, it doesn't really bother me, but
it irritates you a little bit.
I mean, because look, the albatross is better, but not that Chewy would know. He probably just shanked an iron off the tee, hit a tree, went to the hole.
Let me ask you a question about the hole-in-one. As somebody who is just getting into golfing, if you're on a par 3, do you always have the camera rolling? If you're on a par 3, do you have somebody recording on the off chance that it's a hole-in-one? Or does rolling the camera jinx it and make it less likely to happen?
I could not tell you the last time I was taping a buddy or myself on a par 3.
So don't people want to have the photographic evidence? Or no, it's just sort of a word of mouth?
Well, yeah. I mean, you have the pictures afterwards. Maybe if you do.
Which the dumbest thing is, you know what the dumbest thing is?
Here we go. Buying everyone else a drink.
Yeah. Isn't that dumb? Everyone
So-
should be buying you a drink.
So-
So I get a hole in one, and I got to buy the whole club a drink?
So you know what's great about Wisconsin Country Club, where I am at?
Yeah.
Anytime somebody gets a hole in one, I get charged $10. Because now you can go get drinks, but everybody else has to pay the $10 for the drinks.
Well, that's
so, like,
a good
they
way
charge,
to do it.
They charge
Yes.
the club,
Yes.
and then that way you can.
Did you know
I
that?
thought that the Wisconsin club was playing into the bit and was like, you know who's really going to be hacked off about this? Gabe Neitzel.
Oh, no.
Put it on his tab. Make sure he knows that someone else got a hole in
But
one.
I learned about this because I had just recently joined when Stephen Watson got his first hole in one.
Really?
And so the first charge I had on my first bill was hole in
$10?
one from Stephen Watson.
That is a great. That's how they should do it. Yes. Never understood that.
Golf has a lot of them. First birdie, first eagle, first hole in one, all sorts of stuff like that. What about personal stuff? Or it could be sports related. Joshy, you were telling us this morning have a very vivid memory of
hitting my first home run that actually not a little leaguer that went over the fence. One of those moments where I think now most people the first time they do it, you almost don't believe it as it's happening. Like you're running to first and you're like, oh wow, that's over the fence.
I got
can
one.
jog now.
I got one Jen specific. First time you've been pulled over.
Hey, that is a big
How
moment.
old were
couldn't
you?
even tell you. Couldn't even tell you. I'm certain it was early in my driving career.
How about like if we stick there, your first speeding ticket or like any of those things where you're like, this is different. This is the first time you see it on TV. You see other people going through it as you drive by them. But the first time it happens to you is really like, this can happen to me, I suppose.
You know what? It's probably gonna piss you guys off. Been here how long? Since '92? What's the math? Whatever the math is.
Mm-hmm.
I
know what
never
you're
had a
gonna- yeah,
speeding
there it
ticket
is.
in Wisconsin.
You got some wood over there?
I know. Yeah. Never. In how many years? And I've been pulled over.
But I feel you threw out a very important caveat there.
What?
In Wisconsin.
I've never had a speeding ticket in Wisconsin.
Yes.
You've had a speeding ticket before.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think we all know what that's related to, right? Because you
I
played
don't
for the
like
green
to
and gold.
think it has
yeah,
anything
no.
to do with
You
it.
told stories where it's definitely had something to do with it.
What, do you think it's just because you're handsome? The police officer's like, I couldn't in good faith give someone so attractive
But
a
I've
ticket.
had a few.
I think
where the trade-off was to chat for a half hour, and I'm like, God, would I have rather had the ticket?
the biggest thing is the first time you got preferential treatment for being a Packer.
Thank you.
That
Yeah,
would be
that's a good
the
first.
real portion here because I imagine that's pretty cool. Hey, I go out there and I run around and smack heads with people and catch passes.
Yeah.
But now I got perks.
Well, because like 1993, I don't know how many special perks you're getting.
Right.
1995,
I had, 95, 96. I had a few.
Yeah.
Definitely had a few.
Like all of a sudden you go to pay your tab and, it's taken
Yeah.
care of. Isn't that
Yeah, that is
peculiar?
another perk.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And they don't all have to be positive first either, right? When we were talking about this, the thing that jumped to my mind was I remember the first time I was fired. Now, it is the only time that I've been fired. It left such an indelible mark on me. But the first time I got fired from a job, that's a core memory.
High school?
What do you mean?
College?
What do you mean I can't work here anymore? What do you mean I can't make any more money? I still have to pay my rent this month. Can we put it off until the 30th?
can I get one more check out of you?
I think first breakup, formative. It's formative for you and how you're going to handle it and grow and move past it. Because, I mean, especially if it happens at 15, 16, 17, it feels like the world's over.
15 over here. Woo!
Oh,
Yeah,
That was a killer.
you think this is going to be it? I'm single forever now.
did he tell you that you weren't attractive? Is that where you picked up that lesson from? Use that line down.
Wait, hold
you know,
on. If I
future?
dig into the archive, I can find the line from the
Hey,
note.
was that a reference?
Well, so Jen once broke up with a guy
Because he was ugly.
because
And she told him that.
I don't know if I've heard that story.
Yeah.
Not how it happened.
That's exactly how it happened. Do not let her tell you any different.
When someone says, I'm not attracted to you,
Yeah.
what are they
That's
really
what I
saying?
That's basically saying
Yeah.
UGLY.
Yeah,
You ain't got no alibi.
It's tomato. It's a tomato.
Again, I will also offer the perspective that I had been trying for several, I wouldn't say hours, but an extended period of time to let him down easy, and he wasn't getting the hint. So at some point, Joshy, okay?
Bring out the hammer.
That's right. Joshy, you believe in efficiency.
Trying to paint the corners. Yeah. All right. Well, now I just got to reach back and bring the fastball.
Nibbling around the edges. After a while, you got to just give him the gas.
No, but I did get a note on the bus, you guys. I was sitting on the bus on the way to school, and he just handed me the note. And I was like, no,
That stings.
brutal. And then I'm reading it, and I'm looking over like,
Why?
15,
Note
what are
on
you
the
going to
bus.
do?
That's cold.
So yes, first breakup, that is a tough one. That one will hang with you. Don't you forget it. We're talking about first this morning as Jacob Mizerowski is making his major league debut at AmFam Field today for the Milwaukee Brewers. 6'7" flamethrower. A lot of excitement about what he can do for the Brewers going forward. Give us your first. Memorable first. Could be good, could be bad. Don't give us the one thing that everybody wants to talk about, all right? Chewy already nailed it right out of the gate, so we don't need to hear that one. Memorable first. Ron in the Key says, I remember my first call into a GKB radio station. Sam Cassell trade. Shout out Billy Johnson and Steve Haywood, R.I.P. First call into a radio station.
Nice.
Ryan McGuanago says, how about the first time you poop in someone's yard? Yeah, you never forget your first time.
No.
Still waiting for my first.
You know what, Josh? Keep your mind to it, pal. Anything's possible.
Yeah, exactly. Not with that attitude, right? We'll take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. We have to get to Jason Wilde, talk a little Green Bay Packers. We will continue taking your firsts all show long, your memorable first in honor of Jacob Mizerowski. The Miz, I guess is what they're calling him, out at the ballpark. Also, a little bit of nonsense. That's coming up on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Stick around.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
We've got some delays on northbound 43 from just before Fond du Lac Avenue to Keefe. Southbound's looking pretty good, though, heading down to the Marquette. Northbound 41, a little bit backed up around Mayfair Road up past Capitol Drive, with southbound slowing down a bit from Silver Spring down to Burleigh. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, a slight chance for rain, otherwise partly sunny, a high of 67 at the lake, 74 inland. Tonight, mostly cloudy, a low of 56. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
It's happened again. Another local organization switching to business technology from James Imaging Systems. This time, it's St. Anne Center for Intergenerational Care. CFO Sally Parente.
We were unhappy with our previous vendor. It was always a big production. We also had some issues with pricing.
And now with James Imaging Systems,
The service, the value, and the ease with which we can just keep using their service and not having any big headaches. We're getting value here as well.
just what you'd expect from James Imaging Systems, a 100% Wisconsin-owned and managed company. AI-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, and digital transformation.
I love that they're a local company. They've been a wonderful business partner for St. Anne Center.
Make the switch to James Imaging Systems. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Hey ESPN Milwaukee fans, Brian Balaga here for Surfside. Summer is heating up, and there's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside iced tea and vodka or Surfside lemonade and vodka to break the heat. Made with real brewed tea and real vodka, Surfside is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy no matter what your plans are this weekend. Look for the can with the sunset stripes, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Hi, I'm attorney David Gruber. After an accident, you need a trusted winning team on your side. For more than 30 years, Gruber Law Offices has helped Wisconsin families get the results they deserve. If you've been injured, call our firm today for a free consultation. We're available 24/7. Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of Euro Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I'm right-handed, but like
I'm with Gabe here. Yeah, I feel more confident in my left hand here, just cupping right now, other than my other hand cupping.
Mostly because I also.
I get a lot more work on the right hand.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Talking to our teammate Jason Wilde. Good morning, Jason. How are you doing today?
I'm great, everybody. How are you?
We're talking about memorable firsts in honor of Jacob Mizerowski's first MLB start today at AmFam Field. Besides the obvious, and we keep saying that this morning as people are joining us at random times, what is the most memorable first from your life?
Maddie being born.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie.
No.
I think everyone thinks the same way Chewy did.
Yeah.
So that is the obvious one.
Well, yours is related, let's be honest.
It is. I know.
Jason?
I don't mean to be whatever. I was trying to set up a joke there. I didn't need your help, John.
I got one for you, Jason. First celebrity you ever met?
First, well, there was the night at O'Danny's in 1994.
I wasn't
when
there.
I met. I know, but Brett Favre was, and so, and then the first time I talked to him when I was covering the team during the '96 season, I was like, hey, I've actually met you before, and I mean, him and Frank were like behind the bar, like doling out drinks for free.
All right, I was there.
3 seats to the wind. Were you?
Yeah.
I'm not sure I remember you. Maybe
I was
just
upstairs.
wasn't familiar with your game. Oh, okay.
You know who the first, and you'll like this, the first celebrity I met? Trevor Maddox.
Really?
He used to play
Great
for the
guy.
Patriots.
Yeah.
Fantastic gentleman.
And there was a camp going on, and I think he was a first or a second round pick, and he showed up at the camp. And I was probably, 10. I was like, wow, guy's big. Crazy.
And now look at you.
Jason,
go ahead, Chew.
Bo Melton, what's going on? Is he going to be a DB now? Is he 1 foot out the door? What's going on there?
Yeah, it was interesting because we had a little bit of this debate with Brian Bulaga yesterday. Because, look, I get this, right? Like, in our life experience, when they move a player to a different position, that is a precursor to moving him out the door, right? Because he's not good enough. I do think, and I acknowledge my bias, I really like Bo. Like, he's one of the really best dudes that I've covered. Like, just a really, really good human being. I've gotten to know his parents a little bit, and his brother plays for the Cardinals. Like, he's just, he's kind of one of those guys that if your kids became professional athletes, you would love for him to be the kind of teammate and guy that he is. Okay, all that said, I personally believe both him and LaFleur when they basically are saying, look, this is not a position change. This is a position addition. He has a niche role in their offense. he is certainly one of their few remaining core special teams players because, of course, he's under the age of 30. Because if you're over the age of 30, like Eric Wilson, they're not going to bother to re-sign you. But I really do think that this is hey, we're thin at corner during this camp. LaFleur and him had actually talked about this idea 2 years ago. Bo is not going to say no, right? Because he understands, A, his lot in his NFL life, and B, he thinks he can do this. But he was very adamant yesterday. I am not switching to corner. I am a wide receiver who is playing corner in addition to wide receiver and in addition to my special teams responsibilities. So, the challenge is obviously, and I said this to Bo when we were talking yesterday, like, hey, that room is loaded at wide receiver. I mean, they've added the 2 draft picks. You've got Watson, who, again, I'm not a doctor, and Tausch keeps giving me a hard time because he looks so good. I haven't seen him cut yet, but watching Watson run and throw medicine balls and everything else, I mean, he looks awfully good for a guy who tore his ACL in his right knee on January 5th. But you got him, you got Dobbs, you got Wicks, you got Reed, you got Melton, and you got Malik Heath all coming back from last year, right? So you got those 6. Now you've drafted 2 more. So I don't know what that position will shake out as. And on top of that, McCole Hardman, the last 2 days, has ended practice with big-time touchdowns. So I don't know how much, quote-unquote, danger Bo is in terms of his roster spot. But I think when the head coach stands up there and says, I love everything about the guy, I do think that there is some value in that. So I'm going to choose to believe that this is hey, we think this guy could maybe do this. We brought up Travis Hunter to Bo, and Bo was like, look, no, he is a special player. He won the Heisman Trophy. No one should be comparing me to him. But I do think that Bo Melton is a valuable, complementary piece on this roster. And I also think on a team where there's still a lot of guys that we're hearing about how they're learning how to become leaders and everything else, I think it's important to remember that this is one of those kind of glue guys on your team that from the quarterback on down, everybody loves him and thinks that he's a really important chemistry piece as well.
But you can't just keep a special teamer, Jason. You just listed off.
He's not that though, Gabe.
No, but
like in 2023, he was the first guy to have a 100-yard receiving game for them. Like, he is capable. He doesn't get a whole lot of opportunities on offense, but if you have...
And those opportunities are going to be less.
Yeah, isn't it just a numbers game at this point, Jason?
They kept 6 last year. You mentioned the 2 they drafted. Watson, assuming he starts on whatever list he has to start on at the beginning of the season because he's not going to be ready. So that means 5 guys, their spots are safe. So we're basically looking at him, McCole Hardman, and Heath for 1 spot.
Yep. And I think he will end up with it.
Yeah. But then what do you do when Watson comes back?
Then you carry 7. Like, they've carried 7 multiple times throughout the last 3 years, right? Like, and again, the other problem with that theory is, and we saw it with corner the last couple of, like, Nate Hobbs didn't practice yesterday, right? And I always hear Ted Thompson's voice in my head of, you always think you have depth, and then you're 2 sprained ankles away from being thin somewhere. It could very well figure itself out with injuries, right? That could be, I mean, look, and I don't wish this on Romeo Dobbs at all. But if you're not concerned about, and I, he didn't want to talk about it, which I also thought was a very telling thing, right? Because if he's totally fine and all ready to go, I thought he would maybe be willing to at least discuss it on some level. But those 2 concussions last year, he's still wearing his Guardian cap in practice every day. Like, I don't know how this team is going to shake out, and neither does Bo, and neither does Brian Gutekunst. So as of today, when everyone's healthy, because they're doing everything at half speed or 3/4 speed except the 2-minute drill, yeah, they got way more wide receivers than they got roster spots for. But they got Savion Williams running around in a red no-contact jersey in no-contact practices, by the way. So I'm not clear on what his injury is, but if they're going to that extreme to have him in a red quarterback jersey like they did with Tucker Kraft during the season last year, I don't know what he's dealing with. I'm just saying that we've got a long way to go between now and September 7th, and there could be some things that will solve your we have too many wide receivers issue without having to move on from anybody.
Jason, Matt LaFleur was asked how many starts it takes for a quarterback before you really know what you have. Take a listen to what he said.
I think every case is a little different. So, I mean, I feel pretty confident that we know what we have in Jordan, and we got a lot of confidence in him.
You like that response from the head coach about the quarterback?
Yeah, I was sitting behind Pete Doherty from the Press Gazette when he asked that. I contemplated, but it wasn't really my topic. Well, what do you have? Right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the follow-up. Because, look, there's a few I have curtailed, as you know, my social media usage significantly. But sometimes there's people that post stuff and it catches your eye. And I am really I think Jordan Love is a good young quarterback. I don't agree with Matt LaFleur. I don't think we know what he is yet. I think we know that he's pretty good. And he could be really good. He could just be pretty good. I don't know that. Maybe he does. He knows more about quarterbacks than I do, so, more power to him. But for me anyway, is he going to be an MVP? Is he going to be a Super Bowl champion? Is he going to be an offensive player of the year? Is he going to be a top 5 quarterback? I'm glad Matt knows, because I don't. And I have these folks that just because I'm not willing to crown him, think that I don't like him or I think he sucks or whatever else. And it's just so frustrating to me because I'm not saying he's bad. I'm saying I don't know, which is okay to say. He's going into such a pivotal year. And look, if you're one of the folks that believe that he is the latest in the succession and he's going to go win a couple of MVPs and the Packers are going to win a Super Bowl with him at quarterback, great. I hope you're right. That makes him an incredibly compelling figure, and it makes for one hell of a story that they have gone back to back to back now with MVP quarterbacks. I haven't seen enough to be able to say that. Look, the Packers posted the video, which I find fascinating since we're not allowed to take video during team periods, but they were posting the touchdown pass that he threw to Hardman. I mean, there was some debate as to whether he got the ball off or he would have been sacked by Lucas Van Ness, but there's no debate. It was a freaking unbelievable throw with pressure in his face. It's a 75-yard touchdown pass. And he dropped it in the bucket to Hardman, who had gotten behind Gregory Jr. and Evan Williams. I mean, it was a phenomenal throw. Am I required to also point out that on the previous play, Carrington Valentine dropped a pick that he should have had against him? I just find it so exasperating. I'm not rooting for him to fail in any way, shape, or form, but I do feel like it's our job not to just get carried away with a narrative because, look, I don't care what anybody else thinks. We prematurely crowned him after the way he played in the second half of 2023, and I am among the people who did that. I mean, he was phenomenal in the final 8 games and in that playoff game and for 3/4 of the playoff game against the 49ers. Can he sustain that? Can he play at that consistent level? Can he avoid critical mistakes when the game is on the line, when it's the most important games of the year? Because in his last 5 quarters of playoff football, he's thrown 5 interceptions. So it's great. I'm glad Matt LaFleur knows what he is. I hope he turns out to be. I would have loved, with beers on the table, for Matt LaFleur to answer honestly what he thinks he is, and just to what degree he thinks he is, great or Hall of Fame worthy or MVP capable or all those things. I would love to know what the truthful answer would be.
I saw that the defense had to do push-ups because they lost that drill, but it was under protest, to your point, Jason, because they thought that Lucas Van Ness had gotten to the QB.
I mean,
so they
does
had to
Lucas Van Ness deserve the benefit of the doubt?
Here we go.
I'm just saying.
Jason.
And by the way, so now they're doing this because they don't, just real quickly, so they don't have enough days to do a team bonding thing, so they're doing other stuff. And I thought that's why they had to do push-ups too, but it turns out they're playing these games where they show players' faces up on the board, up on the projection screen, and you have to identify who they are. They're not doctored in any way. So basically, do you know that this guy is on your team?
Wait, we're not talking like baby pictures or 8th grade graduation. Just
they're throwing up Gregory Jr.'s
headshot.
There. Yeah.
It's a headshot.
Are they putting up guys who aren't on the team too to try and
just
throw
a
them
little
off,
curveball?
or is it just
like throw
who
Eric
is this
Stokes'
guy
picture
on
up
your
there?
team?
Yeah, no, and so they had 2 rookies from offense and 2 rookies from defense, and there were guys that, I mean, that's a tough deal, right? If you're a rookie, you're trying to just figure out the playbook and whatever else. But yeah, apparently it was the offensive rookies who inaccurately scored on that test, and so that's why they had to do the push-ups. Because I thought the same thing as the practice ended. I'm like, well, they just won regardless of sack or no sack, they just won it on a 75-yard touchdown. Why are they doing push-ups? So Matt LaFleur actually clarified that with us.
Jason, I was with friends last night who wanted me to ask you this. So there is interest, and you don't have to tell us who the person is, but do you know who Rodgers is married to? I don't. Why hasn't that come out? I mean, there is interest. If this was Tom Brady, and I'm not saying Rodgers is Tom Brady, but he's Tom Brady light.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who?
I don't. I don't. And I don't think AJ Hawk does either, from what I understand. And AJ's obviously much closer. And again, I don't know if that's accurate. I don't watch McAfee, but I would say this: it's all. Why is it always just? There's always something.
I know. It's just like, what's the big deal?
Yeah, and I was talking about this with a couple of guys on the sideline yesterday at practice. Like, I don't understand. Like, back when we were doing the show, he went to one of his younger brother Jordan's games, and ESPN showed him in the stands with Destiny, his girlfriend, who was wearing a very large engagement ring. Like, you could see it from the press box, I think. And he was like, I remember him coming into my office the following Tuesday when we did the show, and he was all pissed off that ESPN had made a big deal about him possibly being engaged, and they kept showing him. I'm like, well, dude, you went to your brother's game. The rock on her finger was bigger than my hand. Like, what did you expect?
Stop it. Stop it right now.
Is that a stage name?
No, but she's like a girlfriend from back home, right? She was from Northern California.
I will admit this though. This is one of my favorite stories. So back when he wasn't a starter yet, and I was at Best Buy, and I was at the little computer kiosk because they were sold out. This is going to sound. I mean, the young folks that listen to your show are going to be like, "You were doing what?" I was looking up a CD that was out of stock that I had been looking forward to purchasing. I think it might have been Bare Naked Ladies' new album. And I'm standing there at the kiosk typing stuff up, and this guy comes up behind me and says, "Excuse me, sir, do you need any help?" And it was Rodgers. And I turn, and I'm like, "Hey, okay, you got me, good one, ha, ha, ha." And he's like, "Hey, I want you to meet my girlfriend. This is Destiny." And I swear to God, I thought he was joking. Like, let's just say that was not a name that I was expecting.
Jason.
And so I chuckled and I was like, and then I was like, oh my God, I'm such a jerk. That's actually her name.
Funny story about Bare Naked Ladies. So
There's a lot of stories about that.
I'm in a meeting. It was just me and Mike Sherman, and the phone rings, and it's his daughter. And he's arguing with her. Like, I told you, I don't want you listening to that stuff. And he's going at it. And I'm like, what in the hell is going on here? So he hangs up the phone. I'm like, Mike, what the hell was that all about? I don't want my daughter listening to bare naked ladies. That's wrong. And I'm like, lighten up, Francis. Jeez, I'm crow.
Have you heard the story about why their name is Bare Naked Ladies?
No.
Because they were a band.
No.
And they couldn't get people in the door to their gigs. So they changed their name to Bare Naked Ladies because they figured if they put Bare Naked Ladies on the posters,
people would show
people
up.
would at least pop
Well,
in
it
and
worked.
see what all the fuss was about. And it worked.
Mike Sherman did not like it.
Yeah,
You're
not
grounded.
for Mike Sherman, it didn't work. Exactly.
No.
All right. Well, that was very interesting. Guys, we'll take a break from Jason Wilde. Jason, thanks for hanging out with us. Have a great one, and we'll talk to you again soon.
All right, everybody, take care. Be good.
That's Jason Wilde. You can hear him on Wilde and Tausch right after Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Didn't get to touch on this with Jason, but want to touch on this when we come back. The explanation of how Goody and the Packers are handling the dead cap hit from the Jair Alexander cut. We'll get into that right after this on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Looking for localized banking solutions and a strategic partner? Fifth Third Bank has been shaping the future for businesses for 167 years and for the last 15 right here in Milwaukee. We offer industry-specific expertise, local decision-making, and extensive experience to help you navigate the ever-changing business landscape with your business in mind. At Fifth Third, they're big enough to provide sophisticated solutions and expert guidance, yet empowered to make local decisions and build strong community connections, which is something they certainly have done here in Milwaukee, as I mentioned, for the last 15 years. Experience the commercial banking value only Fifth Third can deliver. Fifth Third Bank National Association, custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
We've got backups along southbound 43 now from Good Hope Road all the way down past Silver Spring. Northbound is slowing from just before Fond du Lac Avenue all the way up to Keefe. Southbound 41 is heavy from Appleton Avenue down to Burleigh, with the northbound side slow from about Mayfair Road all the way up towards Hampton. A little bit of a backup eastbound 94 between 76th Street and Hawley Road. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, slight chance for rain, partly sunny otherwise, a high of 67 at the lake, 74 inland. Tonight, mostly cloudy, a low of 56. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Monica, we've got to hand it to you.
You and the design team have outdone yourselves.
Are you talking about the One Collection?
Those rings say you are the one.
And they say it symbolically.
Describe the symbols.
Every ring in the One Collection should be presented with a special ritual.
What would that ritual be?
You pick up her left hand and you place a kiss on her ring finger.
Rick, you never told me about that part.
Then you show her the tiny red diamond, flush mounted inside the ring, that will forever be in contact with her finger.
Why is it red?
Because that's when the giver says to the one, wherever you go, my heart goes with you.
I give you this kiss. I give you my heart.
The red diamond is a secret symbol of that sacred moment.
The center diamond on the outside of the ring is for the whole world to see.
But the tiny red created diamond inside the ring is only for the two of them.
The One Collection of engagement rings is available exclusively at Kessler's.
To find the Kesslers nearest you,
visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Turn those hoop dreams into reality with Precision Sports, your one-stop shop in southeastern Wisconsin for Mega Slam, Ironclad, and Dominator basketball hoop systems. Installation of new or old hoops and completely customizable painted court lines. PrecisionSportsOnline.com.
Brought to you by the Capital One Saver Card. With Saver, you earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining, entertainment, and at grocery stores. That's unlimited cash back on ordering takeout from home or unlimited cash back on tickets to concerts and games. So grab a bite, grab a seat, and earn unlimited 3% cash back with the Saver Card. Capital One, what's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Teams are battling for the championship, and there's no better place to get in on the intensity than ESPN Bet. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
This is Kevin Moret from Mentality. Men, you're being robbed of your potential. Research shows a shocking 1% annual decline in testosterone levels. That's why building muscle feels impossible and your confidence is at an all-time low. But here's the truth. You're not alone in this uphill battle. Mentality's physician-directed, FDA-approved treatment doesn't just level the playing field, it restores your body's powerful balance. Our patients experience a documented 30% increase in their testosterone levels. Stop struggling and turn this around. Defy the odds and reclaim your masculine edge at mentalityhealth.com/radio.
The Protect the Package golf outing takes place on August 16 at Ironwood Golf Course. Come be a part of the most unique outing in the state while helping loved ones battle cancer. Proceeds benefit the This Time Tomorrow Foundation. Sign up your foursome at thistimetomorrow.org under the events tab.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Thanks, Ernie. I'm going to Venmo you that money right after the show.
You can't. You don't know how to use Venmo.
Made my workload much less. But Ernie,
you don't know how to
Ernie,
do it, and I don't know
does
how to
it ever?
it. So
Yeah.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Back here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, we just talked to Jason Wilde. If you missed any of that conversation, of course, you can find it on the all-new ESPN Wisconsin app. So the Packers released cornerback Jair Alexander earlier this week. Sort of saw it coming, but maybe there was like a plot twist there right before the end where we thought, hey, maybe these two sides are going to figure it out and he's going to be back in a green and gold uniform. Did not happen. But Matt Schneidman of The Athletic reported that the Packers are applying the full dead cap hit of $17.04 million to their 2025 salary cap. Gabe, what does this mean?
This means that they are not going to spread it out over 2 years. They had plenty of cap space. They're still saving money on this year's cap because the cap hit was less than what they had initially were going to owe. The dead cap hit was lower than the cap hold that they had for Jair Alexander. But it basically just means, hey, we're comfortable with where we are as a team. We don't want to push off any more dead money into the future. We can afford to take this now. And if they still want to throw an extension the way of Zach Tom, they still have money to do that because they were a top team in salary cap remaining this offseason until, before this deal anyway. So they're getting a few extra $1 million in there. But yeah, they want to make sure that they are cap healthy for 2026.
Who else do they have to sign? I mean, there's Watson, right?
In terms of future guys. Yeah, I mean, if you want to sign one of the receivers, either Dobbs or Watson, presumably Dobbs would be, not on that list versus Watson. But Watson, Tom, if you want to give some guaranteed money for Elton to kind of secure his future a little bit, I would say those would be the top three priorities.
And then,
well, I guess if you want to give, because they declined the fifth-year option on Quay Walker. But they said, hey, we want to sign him to, we still think that he factors into our long-term plan. So he would be somebody that was going to be a free agent
dancing to do,
as well.
though. Let's just say that Tucker Kraft goes out and has a monster year. Unbelievable. Then you have to sign him next year to an extension, correct?
Yeah, well, I am always of the thinking. If you want to sign someone to an extension, do it sooner rather than later because the longer you wait, the more expensive it gets.
Correct. So the list could be fairly long. If they don't extend anyone this year and they roll into next year, you're looking at 3 big money guys, potentially.
Well, I wouldn't say Watson's a big money guy. You're just going to have to pay him starter money,
Yeah.
$10 million, somebody who's kind of equal to him, I would say, in terms of production has been Rashad Bateman from the Ravens, who just got a contract extension around, around $10 million, maybe just a little less than that per year. And I would say production-wise, that's what Christian Watson would command.
What would the benefit of spreading it out over time have been?
More money now, so you could front load some of those contracts if you really wanted to. But now you could also, hey, we're sending to you an extension. You have this year's contract. We can front load it next year, right? You can kind of manipulate it, I think, both ways. Hey, we'll take the money now, we'll take the money later. But now you can just kind of get it off your books and not have to worry about it next year.
What it effectively did was stomp out any smoldering belief that there could be anyone acquired from the Packers.
I agree.
Not that we necessarily here believed it, but it left the opportunity open. I think this effectively closes the door on any sort of trade or addition that would be meaningful.
But are they doing this because it worked with Rodgers? Because they took that entire cap hit in 1 year, didn't they? Because they thought they were going to stink. So probably not. And then all of a sudden they get hot at the end of the year and like, hey, we're in this thing.
I think they spread that out.
I thought they
because
took the
it was
whole
such a
thing.
it was such a big number that they spread it out.
I mean, I think it's important here that a move like this would indicate you are trying to clear up future money to have a clear cap number heading into 2026. Now, we don't want to think about next year because this year hasn't even started, but this is strategic to open you up to free agency and signing some of those guys you think might be due big contracts. Like it's a play for the future good of the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, it's like paying down a house.
Right. Right.
I mean, it's a smart thing to do, I think.
And I mean, the Packers and NFL teams are looking at 2026 and who could be a free agent. Like that's part of their plans. They're planning that far ahead. So if they think there's going to be an opportunity, a better class than last year, then that's where you start to see that type of money make sense.
Is there a chance that Brian Gutekunst and company have actually targeted 2026 as the year that they will be more healthy financially and hopefully physically, and that is the year that they have circled on their long-term calendars as the year that they can win a title?
Eagles will run their course. Detroit will, they're going to start feeling, because they got to sign Hutchinson, which is you're looking at.
I thought he
potentially.
Got paid. I thought he already got paid.
No, I don't think so. He didn't get paid.
Well, look at me.
He didn't. Why don't you guys trust me? I say one bad thing that wasn't true.
One?
And all of a sudden, I am not trustworthy.
Just out of curiosity, what was the one thing?
They do have to pay Aiden Hutchinson.
Thank you.
Wow, vindicated.
Do I get street cred now?
Play it.
Chewy was right. Holy.
You get that?
Chewy was
That's
right.
better than street cred.
I mean, the fact that there's a drop that says "Holy Chewy was right."
I know. So I screw up a few names every now and then. That's not a big deal.
Usually I let you slide on the names.
Yeah.
Because I know what you're saying.
But when it comes to contract, I'm pretty dialed in.
Hey, speaking of not calling people
Mark
out,
Chmura, NFL salary cap expert.
Yeah.
I can't believe yesterday y'all let me do the from the window to the wall, and then I was singing low, low, low. Those are two totally different songs. Two totally, completely different songs. Same era.
Yeah.
Same. I was wearing
Probably
the same.
came out within 2 weeks of
wearing
each
the
other.
same clubbing clothes for sure when they were being spun by the DJs.
What you're telling me is we need another drop that says, sorry, Chewy. Fair?
No, you don't get both because the Chewy was right is already the vindication.
Okay.
If we tacked on an "I'm sorry" to the Chewy was
No,
right.
I won't do it.
Will do it. You're out Monday anyway, so
I am.
I'll backdoor him.
What do you mean? Wait,
am I off on Monday?
You are now.
You excuse me?
Can't believe it. Nobody said. He said, "I'll backdoor him," and you guys were like, "Keep on moving. Just keep on moving."
Yeah, that's what we have to do here.
No, we don't. We don't.
Also, us not recognizing those are two different songs in the moment or mentioning it, it's because they're effectively not different songs. That era of music is all the same. It doesn't matter.
It's all one song.
Right.
Nobody came out with multiple songs. It was all just a continuation.
Right.
I will tell you that we were listening to Low in the car yesterday, and I was like, I made a big mistake on the show today, referencing my 2000 songs.
Yeah, because the window to window screwed me up.
Yeah.
Window
Windows to the windows. Let's play it again. Yeah.
Chewy was right. Holy. Chewy was right.
What is it? Window to door?
Sure.
Yeah.
To the wall.
Oh, to the wall.
To the port.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie. I didn't get it.
Well, I messed it up so bad. All right, we'll take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Still a lot of stuff to get to in the second hour of the show. We still want to touch on the Giannis. We're going to talk about our guy, Mizerowski, who's out at the ballpark. And we've got Top 8 at 8. Hang around. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy rolls on.
Milwaukee just got hotter, announcing the Buys of Summer event at Ewald Automotive Group. Get the lowest prices guaranteed on new vehicles. Ewald will beat your best price by $500, or they'll pay you $500 cash guaranteed. With over 1,500 vehicles to choose from, you'll be sure to find the perfect ride for your family. Get this, 11 brands, 10 locations, one easy experience. Don't miss Ewald's Buys of Summer Sales event. It's going on now. See dealer details. Expires at month's end. It all starts at ewaldauto.com.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Truck drivers, the job you have today might not be the one you want tomorrow, and that's okay. At Schneider, our transfer team is here to help you if you decide the job you picked isn't the right fit, or if you come across life changes that require a different schedule or home time. Last year, nearly 2,000 Schneider drivers transferred to different opportunities at the company that better met their lifestyle. Find the driving job that fits yours and your family's needs. Apply now at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
If you're trying to get through your daily activities and you're noticing you can't because you're focusing more on your pain than being able to enjoy the moment, those are the patients that we're looking to treat because we can make a difference.
That's Dr. Ashley Caravelli, Milwaukee's medical director for QC Kinetics.
What we're doing at QC Kinetics is offering treatments that help with joint preservation. We use cutting-edge technology in our in-house lab to harness your body's natural healing powers and target the areas where you need them the most.
These are regenerative, non-surgical treatments, and QC Kinetics is the nation's leader, delivering lasting relief to tens of thousands of patients.
What we do know is that the sooner we start treatment, the sooner you'll see relief.
So don't wait another minute. See if you're a good candidate for these non-surgical treatments for joint pain. The consultation is completely free.
Weekend appointments available. Call now, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Rivals meet again when the Brewers battle the Cardinals June 12th through the 15th. Come for a duel between the Contreras brothers on the diamond and stay for one of the best weekends of summer. It's Tropical Day, Saturday, June 14th, featuring a Brewers straw hat with special tickets. Then take Dad to the Father's Day game for a Barrelman cooler giveaway on June 15th. It doesn't get any better than this. Get in on the action at Brewers.com.
The big gig is back, starting June 19th. 9 days, hundreds of musical acts. Summerfest in Milwaukee is the event of the summer. Plus, tune into 94.5 ESPN all 3 weekends for Summerfest Saturday. Enter for your chance to win tickets to the ESPN Wisconsin app or visit summerfest.com. We'll see you out there.
Summertime is the time for all the big events. Weddings, milestone birthdays, even corporate events. Elevate every event with Noble Catering, a premier craft caterer in southeastern Wisconsin, preferred by over 30 venues. Noble Catering is also the exclusive caterer of Villa Terrace, an East Side event treasure. And coming in 2026, Noble's new headquarters, a 400-person event venue in the heart of Bayview called Brixton's Turn. Book them for your event at noblecateringco.com.
Is your business ready to take the next step? At Fifth Third Commercial Bank Wisconsin, our team of local experienced advisors is here to propel you forward. We understand your needs and offer in-depth expertise, cutting-edge technology, and tailored solutions to streamline your cash collections, automate payments, and safeguard your assets with top-notch fraud mitigation tools. Contact Fifth Third in downtown Milwaukee today. Let's eliminate the non-value ad work so you can focus on what truly matters, growing your business. Fifth Third Bank National Association. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
If it's gotten to the
I
point,
don't think shower.
What do you mean? What do you mean you're not going to take a shower? You just told me you're offended by your own BO.
No, but I think it's deodorant, Gabe. Showering does nothing. It really doesn't.
You are wrong.
Because
you must be showering wrong.
On 94.5 ESPN.
If you're buying or building a new home, Great Midwest Bank helps guide you every step of the way. While my family and I search for a lake home, we know Great Midwest Bank will take care of giving us the best options. So when you're ready for your next big life decision, get fast and flexible mortgage pre-approvals straight from Great Midwest Bank's experienced and, most importantly, local loan officers. From start to finish, bank with confidence. Great Midwest Bank is your simply local, equal housing lender. See all of their customizable products at greatmidwestbank.com. Celebrating the debut of The Miz today at AmFam Field. So we are talking about your big first, life's biggest first. I was thinking, guys, riding a bike. I remember learning how to ride a bike at my grandma and grandpa's house. My dad put me on my cousin's bike, and we went down the street, down the street, down the street, down the street. And I just have one of those core memory flash frames in my brain of being in front of my grandpa and grandma's house on the bike. That's
first poop?
I don't remember that, no.
Nope.
I do.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. It's back in the day when your parent used to there was a special chair that you would sit in, and they put like Cheerios.
Oh, so it wasn't your first poop, like
first time you used the big boy potty.
Well, first the big boy potty.
Okay.
There you go.
I was about to say, there is a 0%
Right?
chance you remember filling your diaper.
Yeah, and then when their kid's face turns beet red, you're like, all right, they're almost done. Don't you remember those days?
I don't think you remember your first. I'm going to be honest. I'm calling bogus.
And in the potty?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no way.
Sure,
Unless
yeah.
you were like 6.
I remembered the moon landing when I was 6 months old, okay? We all know that. We all
Is that your first
know that.
memory?
Yes. Yes. And you guys think I'm crazy.
I remember when
independent of this situation.
Wow.
I remember my first bike ride without training wheels. I just got sick of them and took them off myself and said, "Let's go figure it out."
Wow,
did
nice
it? Nailed
work.
it.
I remember.
You remember your first digger after that? After you went down to the bike?
Well, it was almost instantly after taking them off. Yes, but I got it by the end of that day.
How old were you, by the way?
I think I was probably I didn't have a bike right away. I didn't really have a neighborhood that was conducive to it. I think I was like 6, 7, 8, like that sort of area.
I was 7 when I learned how to ride a bike. And then Kira, my youngest, is 5. And we taught her a couple months ago. And I was like, I don't know at 5 years old if I would have been ready to ride the two-wheeler without the training wheels. What about first concert? Anybody have like vivid memories of the first time
I remember mine.
Keith Urban at the Walworth County Fair.
So yes then, Joshy.
Rat at the Worcester Centrum.
What is rat?
You know the songs. Round and round. Round and round.
Wow, that was bad.
Josh? He's teeing it up.
I'm familiar with the band Rat. I do not have any of their songs.
You'd know Rat. You'd know like 5 of their songs.
All right. Gabe, you remember your first concert?
I think it was at the Dodge County Fair. Might have been. Actually, I think it was Toby Keith at the Dodge County Fair.
We got some similarities here.
Well, they somehow like got Toby Keith before he became Toby Keith, and like his big hit came out that summer leading into it. And it's like, what the hell's Toby Keith doing at the Dodge County Fair when he could be playing so many venues that are so much bigger?
Don't disparage the Dodge County Fair.
Oh, hey, look, there's lots to see and do at the Dodge County Fair.
First smooch?
Yes.
Yep. Behind the Brownie House at
Brownie
grammar
house?
school.
What house?
Don't you remember Brownies were opposite of Cub Scouts?
Oh, brownies. Yeah,
so
yeah.
Girl Scouts.
Yeah,
No,
you're right.
it was called brownies.
Yeah. The lower
Right?
level. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone knows this song.
You know this song.
So this is rap.
Yeah.
Okay.
Out on the streets.
I've never heard this song before.
Never heard it.
What? No.
There's 0% chance.
Is there a chorus that is gonna like pop
Yes.
for me?
Yeah. This is reminiscent of Homer telling me he's never heard an AC/DC song.
Well, I've heard
and me
all these,
having-
yeah.
and
but
me
I've
having
never
no
heard
Homer,
that.
They play Thunderstruck before every Marquette game.
I've never heard that song.
This has 60 million views on YouTube.
I've never heard this song.
Here you go.
Nothing!
Great tune.
Okay. I think you got a bit of nostalgia working there.
Well, Chewy thinks every song from the 80s is great.
It is.
You mentioned Toby Keith a second ago. Did I ever tell you my Toby Keith story? Have I ever told you guys my Toby Keith story? Never heard it!
Oh, my gosh.
I've never heard Round and Round. I heard You Spin Me Right Round, Baby, Right Round.
94% of the people listening have heard Round It. Poll it. Yes or no?
Yes.
The problem is Twitter is skews a little younger. And I don't know if you told me Round and Round, I'd know it. As soon as I hear it, I know it instantly.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Those first few chords, I knew it.
Yeah. Great.
First plane ride, first trip. Keep getting us your first this morning on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy as we celebrate Jacob Mizerowski making his first MLB start tonight for the Milwaukee Brewers. We'll take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Still a lot of stuff to get to. Remember, it's a 5-pound, 10-pound day here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Stick around.
Gabe and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
We do have delays on 43 northbound coming out of the Marquette all the way up to Keefe. Southbound, heavy right past Good Hope Road down towards Silver Spring and then back on the brakes from just before Capitol Drive down towards Locust. We do have delays on northbound 894, basically back through the Hale interchange. 43 northbound, the Rock Freeway slowing down from before Highway 100 all the way up to National Avenue. There was an earlier disabled vehicle there, but everything's cleared up, so hopefully those delays will work themselves out. Traffic is brought to you by Third Ward Beer Garden. Experience Milwaukee's favorite beer garden. Open Wednesday through Sunday with live music Thursday through Saturday. Good times and great vibes await at Third Ward Beer Garden. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, slight chance for rain, partly sunny otherwise, a high of 67 at the lake, 74 inland. Tonight, mostly cloudy, a low of 56. Weather's brought to you by Infinity Exteriors, dedicated to saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Mother Nature can be unpredictable. Your roof, siding, and windows shouldn't be. We install peace of mind with transparency and quality guaranteed. Visit infinityexteriors.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Set sail this June for a boundless bounty at Potawatomi. Come aboard, and you might win a share of $300,000 in cash and prizes. Just play with your rewards card for entries. Prize drawings on Thursdays. Boundless bounty this June at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Your win is waiting. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Here in Wisconsin, one name is synonymous with fantastic frozen pizza, Palermo's. For almost 60 years, Palermo's has focused on feeding Wisconsin families. And though Palermo's has grown a lot since 1964, they're still family-owned. They're still proud to call Milwaukee home. And they're still committed to making the best frozen pizza possible. From their new and improved rising crust pizzas to their guilt-free Primo thin pies, Palermo's has a delicious slice for every appetite. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer food aisle. Palermo's. Flavor is our family's business.
Hey, this is Homer. You're listening to the home of Marquette basketball. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
See, this is the problem with your generation, Jen. You don't want to put in a little elbow grease, a little manual labor. Same thing with you, Chew. You just got lazy on your riding lawnmower.
I'm gonna run over you.
Situation number 4. You're breathing on your own. You're conscious, but with no muscular function.
I don't think you can call a lawnmower if it doesn't have an engine.
Sure. Where do you think the first lawnmower came from?
Well, the engine is Gabe's left bicep and his right bicep.
We got him right here. What else you need, big guy?
Well, would I be able to communicate? I don't see how.
What are you trying to prove? What are you trying to prove here? You're too good for a regular mower. You're too good for an engine. You're too good for the old pull back the thing, pull back. What is that thing called, by the way, though?
I don't like the sound of this one.
Yeah, let's pull the cord.
Yank it like you're starting a mower.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamora. Here's Jen Latta.
She wants to ride it, she's trying to hide it. I'm cool as ever, she's too excited. Her man look like he wanna fight. He ain't doing nothing but running his mouth. Talk about it, we all about it.
As far as I know, Giannis and his brothers are still traveling. Brazil, last time I checked. They may be bopping around the world travelers. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? But that doesn't mean that the basketball world isn't talking about Giannis Antetokounmpo. And so we will start today, the second hour of Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, with our Giansense.
Enough with this Giansense.
It would be front office malpractice, whether or not Giannis blesses this or not, to not go out and aggressively pursue a trade.
Mobley for Giannis, straight up. What do you think? Call it in right now. Done. You're done if you're Milwaukee. Yeah. I think it's a great trade.
At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
It's the season of Giansense.
This is where we fill our loyal listeners in on whatever the latest is on the Giannis Antetokounmpo sweepstakes around the world. So yesterday, the Pat McAfee Show was in Indianapolis for Game 3 of the NBA Finals. Pacers ended up taking that game, now lead 2-1. But they were talking about Giannis and how his decision affects the rest of the league. Take a listen to Shams yesterday on the Pat McAfee Show.
With Giannis Antetokounmpo, from what I'm told, his status will not be tied to the NBA draft. It won't be tied to free agency. It's much more likely that his future plays out into July and into August in terms of him seeing the landscape of not only the Bucks, seeing the landscape of the league, seeing what other teams do. I mean, listen, when you're a star of that caliber, the league moves how you want it to move. The league will move when you're ready to ask for a trade, or if you're ready to then say, I'm staying. I want to be back. Of course, around the league, there is a level of skepticism because Giannis Antetokounmpo has been loyal. He's been there 12 years. His brand is all about loyalty right now. So there's a level of skepticism. Does he really go through with it? There's a difference between being open-minded and, from what I'm told, exploring other options, actively exploring other options. There's a difference between doing that and asking for a trade. He's in the process of figuring out exactly what he wants to do.
All right, let me ask you guys this. How many players in the league would you trade straight up?
For Giannis?
Yeah.
Luka.
I might need a little more with Luka.
Really?
I just need a little insurance policy.
Wembanyama, you'd trade straight up.
Yeah.
My son, who watches a lot of NBA, last night said Wembanyama might be the best to ever play the game. Eventually.
High praise for a guy who's also going to have to deal with blood clots and has played a year and a half in the league.
7'6" in the things he can do.
What about
shoot,
Cooper
dribble.
Flag? Not enough because he hasn't played a single.
Yeah, you need.
Is there anyone else?
I need Cooper Flag along with other players and 4 other first-round picks.
I mean, who else is there?
Well, I mean, if you had to trade Giannis, I think you would straight up for Jokic. Like, if you're, hey, okay, I have to trade him. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If you're forced to trade him.
You wouldn't do Wembanyama?
Oh, no, I would.
Okay.
I would
There's
for
2.
Wemby. I'm just not saying Wembanyama is going to be the greatest of all time.
You really wouldn't trade Luka straight up?
No, I need more insurance on Luka. He's got some injuries. He's got some questions.
Lazy.
Yeah. And I mean, again. Yeah.
I think it's more
I've seen pictures, though.
Cheese curds here.
I've seen pictures of him. He looks like he's locked it up.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's the cycle with him. Locks it up, and we get to a point where he's not.
Hey,
when he does,
hey,
it's
Gabe,
just the cycle.
Guess what? Same. Okay? Same.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to trade you straight up for anything.
Could be Ozempic.
Maybe. I don't know.
Doubtful.
I mean...
Doubtful. So here's an interesting little nug. 2 things. One, the thing that stood out to me when Sham spoke was this thing about July/August. Yikes. Do we genuinely believe that Giannis is going to let this sucker drag out till August? Because the thought process there, Gabe, was that he's going to look and see what else what the league looks like after the draft, when teams start to, we're talking summer league and all that stuff. Like, I can't imagine Giannis letting that thing hang over his head, to say nothing of everyone else's, right? Because he still has to make a decision that is best for him and his family. I can't imagine him letting it hang over his head that long.
Well, plus, again, like now it seems like, again, there were reports from other places other than Shams that it seemed like teams are going, okay, we think Giannis is staying put. And now Kevin Durant rumors have started to pick up. You're not going to want to trade for Kevin Durant when you could have had Giannis.
No, he's too old.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, like, I have a hard time imagining this thing playing out because other teams are going to go, okay, yeah, we could have KD, but wouldn't we want to just make sure that Giannis is not available first? And then on top of this, we have Giannis tweeting yesterday after that came out.
Yeah, I know.
Does anybody miss Woj?
Yeah.
That's what Giannis tweeted yesterday. So he's taking a direct shot at Shams.
And the timeline was that he did that after this was pushed out on social media. And it gets a lot of views. Obviously, Shams is the de facto insider for ESPN for the NBA now. But Giannis is saying, does anybody miss Woj? You know, for Adrian Wojnarowski, former NBA insider, makes it seem like maybe he disagrees with Shams' assessment of his situation, right? That's the fair following the breadcrumbs?
Well, so then, okay, where's Shams getting his information from?
Or is he making it up?
Like, where? I mean, if Giannis is, if this seemingly disagrees directly with what Shams is saying, like, where did Shams get this information?
Because I was watching a little bit of it, and he said, well, probably a big market, which we know isn't true. I don't think it's true.
Yeah.
You know?
The one thing I know about this whole thing is Giannis isn't really talking. He's not really talking to anyone. I mean, he's having fun on social media, putting things out there. But I'm skeptical of just about any report right now because it seems like everybody is starved to have some sort of Giannis content. But because Giannis and his camp are keeping it pretty tight and not saying anything one way or the other.
How long has it been?
It's hard to...
How long has it been?
Since the Bucks season ended?
Month and a half?
We're getting closer to 2 months.
2 months? He knows. He ain't going anywhere.
Well, and again, I mean, we haven't touched on every single thing because we've been off some days when there are developments, but there was also tweets out there about Giannis and his wife and them being invested in the community and doing the diaper drive and building houses in Milwaukee. And somebody had referenced saying, does this seem like a guy who is going to leave this area, essentially, right?
Yeah.
I'm paraphrasing. And then Giannis liked the tweet, and then his mom liked the tweet. And so there was this idea of, like, Veronica Antetokounmpo is liking tweets that talk about how committed Giannis is to Milwaukee.
But also, Giannis could end this with one tweet.
Mm-hmm. Staying.
Yeah. Like, I mean, Giannis is also allowing all of this speculation to happen by not making an actual decision. By not going to the Bucks, putting something out there on social media of, hey, not going anywhere. We can stop talking about this, guys. So Giannis is also allowing some of these things to happen because of his indecision.
Let's put it on the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Twitter poll this morning. Do you think that the Giannis sweepstakes will extend to July/August? Do you want to pick a deadline there so we're not so wishy-washy? You want to go July or you want to go August? Shams said July or
When do they
August.
go to camp?
October.
Yeah, I mean, it could go to August.
So you want me to put August on there?
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you think we will have a decision by Giannis before August? Let us know on the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Infinity Exteriors Twitter poll. We'll post that. You can weigh in on that. We'll take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. We got Top 8 at 8 coming up. And we will continue talking about Jacob Mizerowski, who is making his major league debut for the Milwaukee Brewers tonight at AmFam Field. Tickets still available. If you're looking at your calendar going, man, I don't have anything going on tonight. Why don't you go out to AmFam? Catch this kid's major league debut. Will be a good one. For your next night out, revel in the fusion and artistry and flavor with Sushi at St. Kate. It offers guests an elevated experience where freshness and creativity converges in every bite. St. Kate, the Arts Hotel, introduces the addition of an exciting new sushi menu to its culinary repertoire. Indulge in the finest seafood, freshest ingredients, expert craftsmanship for an inspired and delectable dining journey. Experience the art of sushi at St. Kate. Learn more at stkatearts.com. That's stkatearts.com.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
We've got delays along northbound 43 coming up from Fond du Lac Avenue up to Keefe, southbound slowing from Hampton down to about Burleigh. We've got southbound 41 also slowing down from about just north of Silver Spring all the way down towards Capitol Drive. Northbound side's backed up from before Mayfair Road all the way up to Hampton. Traffic is brought to you by Third Ward Beer Garden. Experience Milwaukee's favorite beer garden, open Wednesday through Sunday with live music Thursday through Saturday. Good times and great vibes await at Third Ward Beer Garden. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, slight chance for rain, partly sunny skies, otherwise a high of 67 at the lake, 74 inland. And tonight, mostly cloudy, a low of 56. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Don't miss 3 weekends of live music at Milwaukee's Summerfest, presented by American Family Insurance, including Benson Boone, Hosier, Megan Thee Stallion, plus Alex Warren, Artemis, Nissa Barrett, and more. Get tickets now at summerfest.com.
Forget average. At Exterior Pros, they bring the heat. They're not here to meet standards, they're here to smash them. From the first swing of the hammer to the final reveal, they're leveling up your home with every window, every shingle, and every single detail. This isn't just a remodel, it's a glow up for your house. Built tough, built beautiful, built to turn heads. Want in? Let's go. Lock in your project now and save $3,000. Exterior Pros, where bold meets built. Trust the pros and visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274.
St. Anne Center for Intergenerational Care recently switched to James Imaging Systems for their document imaging technology. Why? CFO Sally Parente.
Well, I think that boils back down to the service. We have a good partnership with James Imaging.
With James, you get more than a vendor relationship. You get a local business technology partner.
Oh, absolutely. I can pick up the phone at any time, contact our representative, and he's right on it.
James Imaging Systems, business technology, and local support for more productivity, more value.
Definitely. We're a nonprofit here. We have to watch every penny, so we really feel very comfortable in that area with James Imaging.
Comfortable enough to recommend James Imaging Systems to others?
Well, without hesitation, I would recommend James Imaging. They won't be disappointed.
James Imaging Systems. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, I mean, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Any of those things because it exceeds. It's like. I'm sorry, I'm burping up my apple right there. That's what that was. I wasn't pausing for effect. I literally was burping my apple.
Can we just go to break?
No.
On 94.5 ESPN.
If you're looking for a great place to be playing golf, do what I did. Join out at the Wisconsin Country Club. Check out the website, thewisconsincountryclub.com, and there you can see what the great golf course that we have on property is. It's my favorite part. I love the golf course, but I also joined because of the practice here. The range is always in good shape. Have a couple different short game areas, plus the putting green if you're looking to get better at your game. But so many other things. No assessments, no food and beverage minimums, an incredible challenging course, top-tier amenities like tennis, pickleball, and a pool as well. Get started today at thewisconsincountryclub.com, just a fairway away.
The top 8 at 8.
Name something that follows the word pork. You pine. Huh?
One category.
Name something people take with them to the beach.
Turkey.
The top 8 answers.
The first thing you buy in a supermarket.
Turkey.
The top 8 at 8.
A food often stuffed.
Turkey.
The top 8 at 8 on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Name Popeye's favorite food.
Chicken!
Show me chicken!
The top 8 at 8 on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
What do we got, Gabe?
A little bit of a tougher list today.
Oh, great.
But you and Chewy will guess back and forth to each get one incorrect, then we'll open up to the fans. 800-990-3776. Since 2001, 8 pitchers have struck out 13 or more batters in a game for the Brewers. Name them. Since 2001, 8 pitchers have struck out 13 or more in a game for the Brewers. Name them.
Well, I mentioned Freddie Peralta. I think he had 13 strikeouts in that debut, is what I saw when I was looking yesterday.
So Freddie is number 5 on the list.
Has he done it more than once?
Yes. Freddie has done 13, let's see, 1, 2, 3 times.
Woodruff.
Not on the list.
What?
He has struck out 12 multiple times.
That's wrong. Check the math. All right, I'm out.
What the hell?
See ya.
2001, you said?
Since 2001.
Ben Sheets.
Ben Sheets, franchise record 18 strikeouts back in 2004. His name appears on the list multiple other times as well, but he is top dog.
Baltimore. Actually, Arizona now.
You're saying Burns?
IL.
Yeah, he just got Corbin Burns.
Corbin Burns, his career high is 15, struck out 14 two other times. Corbin Burns, number 2 on the list.
So did you want to play or not so much?
I'll just give you hints.
I mean, again, to Josh's
then that
point,
way,
bad hints?
You're wrong, and he's not, because he's just giving the hints.
I'm insulated.
Giovanni Gallardo.
Number 4 on the
Giovanni.
list.
I guess it's still me then, huh? Okay,
Yeah, it is still you.
Freddie, Corbin, Woodruff, Giovanni, Ben.
Did you guess
Joshy,
Gallardo?
look at Joshy like, you know this, Jen. You got this, Jen. It's in there,
Do you
Jen.
think you've talked about one of these guys recently?
Cece?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about him.
That'd be a guess I offered.
Cece Sabathia.
Not on the list.
God, Joshy!
Way to go, Josh. Idiot.
I was going to guess Willie Peralta, but again, I don't know if that's right either. So 800-990-3776. Man, I really debated there, too, because I was like, I want to guess Willie, but Joshy's telling me Cece. I should go with Joshy.
I was simply doing it on... I mean, the guy pitched infinity innings. He just didn't stop. You figured he'd get there.
Yeah, but to make it through those games, he had to get a couple ground balls.
800-990-3776. I don't have the call list in front of me. I'm trying to find it here on the desktop, and it's not showing up. Oh, there it is. Okay. 800-990-3776. Need callers to play top 8 at 8. Gabe, go ahead and reset the list for our loyal listeners.
2001, 8 Brewers pitchers have struck out 13 or more batters in a game. Name them: Sheets, Burns, Gallardo, and Freddie Peralta. All have been named. So we got half the list. The 4 that I thought that you guys could potentially get.
Oh, the rest of them not so much. You were like, there's no chance.
There's a couple silly names on this
There's
list.
a couple of silly names on the
silly
list.
Goose names.
Yeah.
800-990-3776.
The moments were electric.
I looked it up and it dinged right away.
Yeah, so once you see the names, like you think of, oh yeah, I remember this,
Yeah,
but it's not necessarily names that are going to come to the top of the head.
Looking for callers, 800-990-3776.
Maybe broken?
Phone line might not be
Phone line's
working.
broken?
Should we try it?
There has been multiple people who've been in here to fix the phone lines in the past couple of days. Maybe Gabe's list has scared people. Maybe there's nobody in the audience. Who knows? Maybe we're talking
Everyone
to each
just
other.
stopped listening?
Yeah.
Fine by me.
I guess we can go home.
Are you saying you don't want to talk to us, Chew?
What?
You saying you don't want to talk to us?
No, you guys are wonderful.
Oh, yeah, no, the phone's definitely working. I
Yeah.
just tried it on my cell phone. Yeah, Joshy reached for the phone and saw who it was. It was like,
Yeah.
I'm not answering that.
Is this hard?
Again, it's all names you know.
I know who this person is based on the caller ID. AC in Tosa.
Yes, sir.
All right, AC. Since 2001, 8 Brewers pitchers have struck out 13 or more batters in a game. We have Sheets, Burns, Gallardo, Peralta. Can you name any of the next 4?
There's a guy from back in the day named Mike Fires.
Mike Fires
Wow.
is on the list.
Wow.
Fires struck out 14.
Blast from the past.
Was he even throwing 90s in that game?
If he did, he was touching 90.
How many did he have in that game?
14.
Wow.
He had 14 back in 2014. So Mike Fiers is certainly on the list.
Lauer, but I don't remember his first name.
Eric
Lauer.
Lauer struck out 13
Eric
batters
Lauer,
in a
yep.
game in 2022.
Wow.
I'm going dry now. I'm all right, wait.
You did your job. You did your job. You
Hold
advanced
on.
the
He's got
runners.
one.
Yeah. Well, I got another one, but he's an 80s pitcher. I'm just going to throw him out anyways, and then you can hang up on me. Moose Haas.
Yeah, Moose Haas. He did strike out 13 or more batters.
Too far
but,
back.
Yeah, he was from the 80s. So, yeah.
2001.
Since 2001. So
800-990-3776. Phone lines are now lighting up.
There we go.
All we had to do was break through.
I wonder if Mississippi's on there. You know what I'm talking about.
I don't. Justin in Brookfield, you're next on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Can you complete our top 8 at 8 list?
Willie Peralta.
Willie Peralta is indeed on the list. So, Jen,
We
you
didn't
got
guess
that
him.
correct. No, Jen wanted to, but she guessed CC Sabathia.
That's Joshy's fault.
So we just have one more left on the list.
Oh, let's go.
Mississippi.
I don't know what that means, but it's wrong.
Dave Bush.
Dave Bush struck out 13 batters in 2008 against the Colorado Rockies inside Van Miller Park. He is number 8 on the list.
2008 is the year that we just broke down on Paper Trail. I did not detail that, or I would have known that Dave Bush had gotten that many strikeouts that season.
You have no idea who I'm talking about?
No.
Wade Miley.
Wade Miley may have struck out 13 in his Brewers career.
I know, but he's from Mississippi.
Yeah, but
You should have known that.
Why would I know that?
Because I just like saying Mississippi.
Yeah, I know. But usually it has to do with your boy, Brett Favre.
Yeah, I know. That's Jerry Glanville.
Yeah.
Hey, Mississippi, come here and try to hit the roof.
Stevie in the
He's
414
from Louisiana.
weighing in.
In the vicinity.
Saying Jen made us mad about her rat comments. That's why we're not calling in. How did I?
You didn't know rat.
But
how don't you know rat?
But how?
So now the
that's
fans are on
insulting?
strike.
Wait,
Yes.
that's insulting? That doesn't make
Apparently.
any sense.
Because
I didn't know a song.
Because our listeners are headbangers. That's why, right?
Even so, if I don't know a song, it's not like I said. It's not like I insulted the listeners of Rat.
You did a little bit.
No, I did not even a little bit.
Chewy told me he was offended that you didn't know the song.
Yeah.
Almost like he wrote the song. That's how
That's what
offended
I'm
he
trying
was.
to say. Like, I didn't offend people who listen to the song. Who listens to this kind of mama? I didn't do anything like that. I just said I don't know this song.
Josh, hair metal, the CD, that's probably song 3, right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
The CD, hair bands, hair metal.
There is a compilation of hair metal that you're referencing. Is that what?
Yeah.
I'm unfamiliar with the CD.
Wait, like
Joshy
like
likes
the
the
CDs
Grateful
you used, that
Dead.
used to get sold.
Monster ballads.
those horrific, just commercials of capture the songs of the 80s.
Have you heard of Quiet Riot?
Yes.
Twisted Sister?
Yes.
How haven't you heard of Rat?
I don't know, but I just never have. And apparently that made some people mad. Stevie in the 414. I apologize for not knowing about your stupid music. There, now you can be mad. Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee is known for its endless ways to win. And Friday, June 27th, it is showcasing why that is the standard with the highly anticipated season finale blockbuster drawings. Watch your entries from Enchanted Spins, Unreal Treasures, and Boundless Bounty roll into drawings where $300,000 in cash and prizes is up for grabs. Be there to win your share. June 27th, only at Potawatomi. More information is available online. Must be 21 years old to play.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Backups along northbound 43 stretch from Fond du Lac Avenue all the way up towards Keefe. Southbound, a little bit south of Hamptons, where those delays start, all the way down towards Locust. Eastbound 94, a little heavy from 76th Street all the way to 35th. And then northbound 41, slowing just before Mayfair Road all the way up to Hampton. Southbound slowing from Appleton Avenue down past Capitol Drive. Traffic is brought to you by James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner, dedicated to helping businesses do business better. Visit jamesimaging.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, slight chance for rain, partly sunny skies. Otherwise, a high of 67 at the lake, 74 inland. And then tonight, mostly cloudy, a low of 56. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free Millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Teams are battling for the championship, and there's no better place to get in on the intensity than ESPN Bet. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
At Citizens Bank, community banking is you, growing your business with a partner who gets it. It's you, buying your first home with a lender who makes it easy. It's you, building a future with savings that work just as hard as you. And it's us, working together to strengthen our community. Because at Citizens Bank, community banking means you plus us. Visit us at citizensbankwi.bank. Citizens Bank is member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
You can just save yourself so much time by going, okay, we like this guy, this guy, this guy. Let's take a look at all the different things he did at the combine. I just hit my phone, and now my hand is just tingling.
What's with you two today? Jesus. Do you know how to function?
I just like...
On 94.5 ESPN.
We have been asking for your most memorable firsts all morning long here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. First concert, first plane ride, first time riding a bike, driving stick shift, whatever it is, your most memorable first besides the obvious, which we have addressed at the start of the show, as well. That was the first thing that Chewy volunteered.
I thought that's what you were talking about when you said driving stick shift.
It's good. Do you know how to drive stick shift? I took my driver's test with stick.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I haven't driven stick in probably almost 20 years. I don't know if you had a stick. I don't know if you would want me driving your car right now.
You blow the clutch.
Yeah.
Can you drive stick?
I don't feel confident.
I learned how to drive in a yellow Jeep in a parking lot just down the road from here.
I learned on the farm at about 11 years old.
Nice.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
So as we continue celebrating Jacob Mizerowski's first MLB start at AmFam Field tonight for your Milwaukee Brewers against the St. Louis Cardinals. Oh, by the way, he's a Missouri kid, so he gets to go against the Cardinals, a team he grew up watching and rooting for, and now, of course, a member of the Brewers. We're going to play a little game here where I am going to ask, Joshy and I are going to work together to ask Gabe and Chew if they remember each of these Major League Baseball debuts. They are all Brewers players, and we are just going to give you the date. So that is the information that you guys will have for, these are very memorable. These are big names. We're not trying to pull the wool over anybody's eyes, but if we give you the date of the Major League debut, tell us who it was. And we're going to start with number 10, and we're going to go all the way back to number 1. So starting with number 10, Josh, we got music, or you want me to just roll? All right, here we go. The first one on the list, guys, is July 22nd, 2023.
Churio.
No.
Why?
Because he famously made his Major League debut last year on opening day.
You sure?
So that was 2024. Would have been his
I thought we were in 24.
Major League debut.
I know who it is.
So July of 23. And is it one of the guys that's...
I'll give you a little more information.
All right.
Wait a minute. I didn't get any. So I get to go
You guys
again.
are working together. Jeez.
Okay. Oh, we're working together?
Yeah. 3 for 3, game-saving catch, go-ahead sack fly.
Sal Frelick.
He's right.
Yeah.
Sal Frelick making his Major League debut July 22nd, 2023. Hey, Joshy, you tell me if we have sound from any of these. You just want to pop in my ear and let me know, all right?
Bouncer, left side. That's going to be his first Major League hit. Easily. They're on their feet for Sal Frelick. Why not? Absolutely.
The next one on the list, these are memorable Major League debuts for your Milwaukee Brewers, May 13th, 2018.
May 13th, 2018. I'm going to say that's prime like Woodruff or Burns territory. I think I'm going to go with Woodruff.
Stat line is this: 5 2/3 innings pitched, 1 hit, 0 runs, 13 strikeouts.
So, not Brandon Woodruff, Corbin Burns.
Yeah, I'll agree.
Joshua, we got sound for that one?
Third strike. 91.
Steady, Freddie.
Outside corner.
I knew it. Why did I listen to you?
And watch
you didn't say anything.
Strikeout number 13 for Freddie Peralta. Nobody has struck out more in their Brewers debut.
Let's go to the next one. This one was March 29th, 2018. Memorable Brewers debut.
March 29th, 2018. So somebody who made the opening day roster 7 years ago.
Here's the line: 1 for 2, 2 walks, 1 RBI against the Padres.
7 years ago.
Yeah. So
Went on to win the NL MVP.
Yelly?
Wait, so this is Brewers debuts?
Yeah.
Yes, these are all Brewers.
But this isn't...
Oh, yeah, Brewers debut, yeah.
Well, you said Major League Baseball debut.
This, yes, very good point. Excellent point by you.
Brewers?
100%.
So this would be Christian.
This is
Yelich.
Christian Yelich's
Because-
Brewers debut. Memorable Brewers debuts.
Okay.
Some of them are Major League Baseball debuts. These are memorable Brewers debuts as far as the entire list goes. Do we have a Yelly clip, Joshy?
The pitch. Yelich sends a line drive base hit in the center. D. Gordon's around third. He's going to score. The throw coming on way off target.
Okay, I'm 3 for 3.
Number 7 on the list.
Chewy's really good at this
September
game.
15th, 2003. September 15th, 2003.
September 15th.
2003.
Line is 0 for 1 as a pinch hitter. And he is a member of your
Yeah,
Milwaukee
is it Ricky
Brewers
Weeks?
now. It is Ricky Weeks.
All right, that's a good poll.
We'll move on to number 6 on the list. MLB debut for this player, June 13th, 2005.
That, I think, is Prince.
Jeff Jenkins?
What are you doing?
Jeff Jenkins debuted in the 90s.
He did not. Oh, that's right. He played when I was playing.
You guys used to party together.
I know. I should have probably.
I
known
was
that.
there.
Yeah.
0 for 4, 2
Yeah.
strikeouts, but first hit came 2 days later. It was an RBI single by Prince Fielder.
Overall, 5 for 22 this year.
That's a good guess.
He gives that one a run. Deep left center field. Way out of here.
I think
was Prince Fielder's first home run.
I think him and Ricky both hit their first career home runs in the same game.
How many years did he play for the Brewers?
Prince?
Yeah.
So
I
he-
say like 7 or
6 or 7.
Okay.
I mean, if his debut was in 05, his last year was 11.
Wouldn't it have been nice for him to be a
Yeah.
lifetime?
100%.
Right?
They could only afford one, and arguably, I would say they made the right decision.
With Bronny?
Sending Braun, because he played for a long time. Prince had
Yeah.
to retire because of injuries.
Yeah.
So remember, this is a lot of these guys now on this list, not all, but a lot of them, are all in that same generation, right? So we just did Prince, just did Ricky.
Mm-hmm.
Your next Major League Baseball debut is June 18th, 2007. June 18th, 2007. The stats are 6 1/3 inning pitched, 3 earned runs, 4 strikeouts in a win against the Giants.
Is that Giovanni?
Yes.
I was waiting to see if Joshy had a sounder.
Call allowing Gomez to get the first because he knew that he was going to steal it back.
Giovanni Gallardo, did he get it? That ball's way back. It's got a chance, and it's gone!
Oh, that's a home run by Giovanni Gallardo.
I freestyled that one just because that one's fun to listen to. He had a little bit of a swing to him.
Yeah, he did. He was a good hitting pitcher.
This is a Brewers debut, so that right there should be a clue. July 8th, 2008.
Brewers debut, July 8th, 2008, would be CC.
Complete game, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, 9 strikeouts versus the Rockies. Joshy?
I don't have one.
Oh, CC. I thought for sure we'd have a CC Sabathia sounder. All right, couple more on the list here, guys. This is the Major League debut, May 25th, 2007. May 25th, 2007. The line is 1 for 4 with a double.
Bronny. See, my strength is more the 70s and 80s.
Top hitters in the Pacific Coast League, and I think you see why. Deep to left field, and Sledge leaps, and it is gone. We're tied at 2.
Could you name the whole field in 82? I could.
I might get the outfielders mixed up, but I could probably get around, yeah.
Okay.
Last one on the list for you guys. These are memorable Brewers debuts. This was a Major League Baseball debut, April 5th, 2001. 6 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, 5 strikeouts.
It's got to be Benny Boy.
Benny Sheets.
Ben Sheets was coming off a USA Olympics run.
I remember when he showed up at the ballpark in 2000 after they had won the gold medal, and he had pitched that gold medal game. It was electric.
Who was the best pitcher for the Brewers?
Ever?
Ever.
There it is. 18 strikeouts for Ben Sheets.
Sheets?
I mean, it's hard to pick Sheets when you have... I mean, obviously it might be Corbin.
Really?
I mean, he won a Cy Young.
Yeah, but he didn't play very long.
No, I mean, but Benny, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if, because of the injuries Ben Sheets had, that if they pitched similar amount of games, I'd have to look at it. I mean, if you're talking like best ever,
I'm
like
talking-
CC's, because CC's a Hall of Famer, obviously. Raleigh Fingers won an MVP with the team.
I would say you
Even
would
though
had
it's
to have
short
played
term.
for 5 years.
Then, I mean, Teddy Higuera's got some really good numbers and has a lot of the Brewers records as well.
Okay.
I think that Sheets is oft considered, though, the best,
best.
starting pitcher. Again, CC's in a class all his own, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think Ben Sheets is oft considered the best starting pitcher in Brewers history.
I'd probably, again, I lean towards that Cy Young that Corbin won. And Corbin pitched for 5-6 years with the team.
All right. Okay. Fair enough.
That just gives you, when you get that recognition of being the best pitcher in your respective league, it just puts you in a spot where very few Brewers pitchers have been.
I was thinking about this the other day, about just Ben Sheets in general and his reputation, and he was just such a horse.
Yeah.
I mean, he would put the team on his back, and he would go out there, and you knew he was battling some injuries, and he'd still fight his way through, and then, kind of hurry his way back to get back out on the mound. It was a cool time to be covering the Milwaukee Brewers, that's for sure. All right, thanks for playing the game, guys. Again, this is all in honor of Jacob the Miz, who is taking the hill tonight for his first Major League Baseball start at AmFam Field against the Cardinals. You'll want to get there. I mean, it's a 40 game?
6:40 first pitch tonight.
Yeah, do not miss that. If you are planning to head to the ballpark tonight, get there early so you catch the first pitch.
Here's your chance to try an all-new pizza. It's Ragu frozen pizzas. They're now available at Metcalf's. They're on sale for just $4.99 for a limited time. So now until June 18th. So you can try them all. Cheese, combination, pepperoni, and supreme. Enjoy these pizzeria-inspired crusts topped with Ragu-inspired sauces and your favorite family-pleasing toppings. It's Italian heritage in a convenient family favorite food at an affordable price right now. Stop by Metcalf's, just $4.99 for the new Ragu frozen pizzas. Again, stop by Metcalf's. Take advantage. Try the new pizza.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
For your next night out, revel in the fusion of artistry and flavor with Sushi at St. Kate, offering guests an elevated experience where freshness and creativity converge in every bite. St. Kate the Arts Hotel introduces an exciting new sushi menu to its culinary repertoire. Indulge in the finest seafood, freshest ingredients, and expert craftsmanship for an inspired and delectable dining journey. Experience the art of sushi at St. Kate and learn more at stkatearts.com.
Thinking about buying or building a new home? Start with a mortgage pre-approval from Great Midwest Bank and experience a state of tranquility. At Great Midwest Bank, we offer fast approvals and flexible options with experienced loan officers who understand the local market, because they live here too. Whether you're breaking ground for new construction or buying that dream home just around the corner, we'll guide you every step of the way. Bank with confidence and start your journey at greatmidwestbank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
Hey, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Brad Nortman. A big focus in America today is your health. And you can't be fully healthy if you are not physically mobile to do the things you want to do. If you're someone that keeps on experiencing that joint pain, then you need to visit QC Kinetics. When I go to QC Kinetics' Greenfield location, I am amazed at everything that they have to give you your life back and finally fix that pain that you're experiencing. Everything they do is top of the line. From the free consultation where you can get an ultrasound of your joints and see what is nagging you in real time, to the effective and long-lasting treatments of PRP and stem cells that they offer to give you long-lasting pain relief. Be one of the tens of thousands of other patients who now have a pain-free life because of the treatments they received at QC Kinetics. Call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation. 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474.
Evan Cohen here. It's time to turn things up a notch. This summer, don't binge watch shows. Binge s'mores by the campfire. Press pause on the podcast and press play on the warm weather vibes. Here's your chance to win $10,000 for your ultimate summer. What are you waiting for? Take your shot with 5 Hour Energy and make this summer your best summer ever. Visit 5heshot.com for full details and rules, and to enter today. No purchase necessary. Ends June 30th, 2025.
This just in, the NFL schedule has dropped, and you know what that means. It's go time. Adam Schefter here with the Insider Tip. If you're trying to catch your team live this season, Vivid Seats is the move. For the best selection of games and seats, it's time to snap your tickets up now. Vivid Seats has great deals on great seats and the only rewards program in the game. It's no wonder they're the official ticketing partner of ESPN. So don't wait. Head to vividseats.com or download the app and lock in those game days.
Fisco is always there for your auto body care. When accidents happen, Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin is there when you need them. Got a broken mirror? They'll take care of it. Dented bumper? Scratch paint? Fisco Auto Body will take care of it. If there's any damage you need fixed, Fisco has you covered. Their expert workmanship is guaranteed for the life of your vehicle. So stop in for all of your auto bumps and dings. Once again, you know the line. That's Fisco.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Come on, guys. Let's think about this. Could you do 50
That
straight
was
days of
very
burgers?
condescending. I just
No,
want to be
no,
clear
that's
on
not.
the
That's
tone.
Let's put our heads together.
Again, I have children. I know condescending when I hear it.
I can be.
Ashton.
Come on,
On 94.5 ESPN.
This is an ad by BetterHelp. For Mental Health Awareness Month, BetterHelp surveyed 16,000 people across 23 countries for its first ever State of Stigma report. And listen to what they found. 75% of people believe it is wise to seek support when you are struggling, but only 27% of Americans are in therapy. BetterHelp is trying to figure out why that is. And maybe it's a convenience thing. Maybe it's a I don't really know where to start thing. Well, here's where you can start. BetterHelp. They have more than 35,000 therapists. They've helped more than 5 million people globally, and it is convenient. You can join a session with the click of a button. You can fit it into your busy life, and you can switch therapists at any time. When people hesitate to get help, it doesn't just affect them. It impacts their families, their workplaces, and their entire communities. So why not reach out for help with BetterHelp? You can visit betterhelp.com/timeout. You'll get 10% off your first month. It's BetterHelp, HELP.com/timeout, because we're all better with help.
It's not my problem.
Woohoo! Our first Infinity Exteriors poll that we put on the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Twitter poll today is, do you think we will know Giannis's decision on his future by August? That from a Shams report yesterday on the Pat McAfee Show, live from Indianapolis, that this thing could drag out until July or August. Good grief, I really hope no. I just voted, just so you know. No. And I am in the minority.
Oh, I thought you said
Really?
you were in the process of creating another account so you can vote again.
Yeah. Well, I could do it from the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy account. Then I could do it from the Jen account. And those are the only ones I have access to. No, 87% of people believe that it will drag out. Wait, I'm sorry. Do you think we will know Giannis's decision on his future by August? Yes. 87% of people. That makes me feel so much better.
Yeah.
I voted wrong. I read it wrong. I voted wrong.
He's not a Rodgers.
No, but I think I think they'll have
Right.
whatever meeting they need to have before that.
Yeah, I agree.
So
I think it'll be fairly soon, too.
I really hope so. And again, I think he is leaning towards being a member of the Milwaukee Bucks and figuring out a way to put the team on his shoulder, whatever the status of it is. And again, like we mentioned, gap year, whatever. I still think that they will compete. I still think they will be a playoff team. But, overachieving this upcoming season, again, still depending on the moves they make, would be making it out of the first round, making a deep playoff run.
Yeah, which it would be really hard to do with the type of money that's going to be locked up in Damian Lillard. And again, I am not expecting Damian Lillard to be available at all. Being in his mid-30s, coming off an injury like that, when he had the injury, I don't think it makes a lot of sense for him to come back and try to push that as much as he can.
We got a minute left in the show. Gabe, what was your most memorable first?
Most memorable sports first, probably that first home run playoff game my junior year of high school. Didn't even realize it went out, and when I did realize it went out, I missed first base. Had to go back and touch it.
So it was memorable for all the wrong reasons. Didn't even know it went out, missed first base. Did you step on home?
I did. It's top of the seventh in a playoff game. We ended up having a rally.
My first memorable, first time in the principal's office. I climbed up the building to the third floor and got caught.
I love that you wait until the last 30 seconds of the show to tell us the story.
Up to the
There was a pipe that went up to the roof. That was about, and I scaled like Spider-Man. And I guess I wasn't supposed to be doing that at 8 years old.
Okay, that's my next question is age.
Southbound on 41, backing up from Appleton Avenue all the way down towards Burleigh. Northbound's got some backups as well as you're making your way up from Mayfair Road all the way up to Hampton. Northbound 43 is going to be slow, basically from just north of Fond du Lac Avenue up towards Keefe. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, slight chance for rain, partly sunny skies, a high of 67 at the lakefront, 74 inland. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies, a low of 56. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Summerfest brings the biggest names in live music to Milwaukee's lakefront across 3 unforgettable weekends, including performances from Hozier, Megan Thee Stallion, Benson Boone, plus Alex Warren, Allie and AJ, Betty Who, Artemis, Nessa Barrett, and more. Don't miss Milwaukee's Summerfest, presented by American Family Insurance on June 19th through the 21st, June 26th through the 28th, and July 3rd through the 5th. Get tickets now at summerfest.com.
Summertime is the time for all the big events. Weddings, milestone birthdays, even corporate events. Elevate every event with Noble Catering, a premier craft caterer in southeastern Wisconsin, preferred by over 30 venues. Noble Catering is also the exclusive caterer of Villa Terrace, an East Side event treasure. And coming in 2026, Noble's new headquarters, a 400-person event venue in the heart of Bayview called Brixton's Turn. Book them for your event at noblecateringco.com.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from KBN. Tune into Kyle Bruston Nortman from 2 to 5 every day. WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
There aren't any Jasons.